we're back with another episode of the Buko Boys.
Hey, that's us.
Hey, it's me, Dale.
And I'm DVO.
And we're the Buko Boys.
That's right. Coconuts.
To those who don't know what Buko is.
If you don't know what Buko is, it's coconuts.
Yeah.
We have coconut-shaped heads,
Here
as you
we
can
are.
see from our logo.
And we're boys.
We are boys. Not quite men, one day. But
We
boys
hope
for
to-
now.
We hope to grow up.
We're boys for now. Well, let's talk about you had a recent trip.
Oh yeah, I did. I just got back from San Francisco last week. I did a weekend out in Frisco went to prison.
Yeah, you did. You
I
got
went to
locked
prison
up.
for a weekend.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was all voluntary. Then I went to Alcatraz.
so how was San Francisco? How was the weather? How was the stinky birds?
So the weather turned out to be a lot warmer than, I mean, it was still chilly because it was January,
Yes.
but it was a lot warmer than I was expecting because it felt like it was, I remember going there when I was like 15 and it was July and it was cold as hell.
Oh, okay.
And
All
I
right.
remember, and just now, it felt the same as then.
Okay.
So it felt about the same.
Yeah, it's cold near the ocean.
It was a sunny weekend, so it was like pretty clear and sunny.
Nice.
It had like one day of clouds, but it wasn't bad.
And so you did some sightseeing and you took a tour of the city.
Yeah, and did the whole tourist thing, hanging off a trolley as it's cruising down the street.
You didn't post it on our page
I should. I need to.
so people can see your trolley experience.
Yeah, I was doing the whole San Francisco thing.
You're trolloping around.
I stayed at this Chancellor Hotel that was supposedly haunted. I didn't experience anything. I was hoping to, but didn't.
You're hoping to get touched in the middle of the night, or
Get touched.
okay.
I did.
What are some stories about that hotel?
I didn't look too much into the hotel's past.
Okay.
But it was just saying they were on this list of haunted hotels.
I mean, it was too spooky to investigate.
They said they did have like a medium and a crew come in there to do an investigation once.
Okay.
And I can't remember. It wasn't that great of a story to remember.
All right.
The only thing that was cool was that the lady had talked about how she said there was a guy trying to check out because he said his room was haunted, that there was a body floating above him.
Oh.
So he was,
okay.
But other than that, she hadn't experienced anything after working there for over 10 years.
But she probably worked the front desk.
Yeah.
Right. So
it.
so okay.
Probably housekeeping that, and the janitor and the maintenance guys.
Yeah, they see the spooky stuff. Let me ask you this though. Okay, let's say you're sleeping in that room. You wake up because you feel something. You look up and there's somebody floating above you. What do you do?
Are you here to touch me? Are you what's gonna come touch me?
Are you giving permission? Is that what you're doing? You're giving permission then?
It's all about consent. So I'm asking if that's what his intentions are.
So that you can allow it to happen.
Yeah, because if I don't want it, he better not.
You guys make sure it's good looking first.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You have to be attracted.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Would you freak out if you saw somebody? Or
Oh,
just,
hell yeah. For anybody that's...
okay,
anybody
I mean,
in the
are you
room.
going to leave the room? Are you checking out? Are you going to try to talk? What do you think?
Turn the light on and see if it disappears. If it disappears, I'm like, okay. Let me leave the lights on and get ready to get the hell out of here.
Would you leave the room then?
It depends. It depends what it was doing. I would try to contact it, actually. I wouldn't leave. I would be more intrigued now. I would be more like, oh, let's see what's happening here.
Yeah.
I'd probably want to go back to sleep. I'd probably
for
stay
sure.
up all night just waiting to see if something happens.
I also probably wouldn't go to sleep. I probably also wouldn't check out. I'd be freaked out. And then as I kind of calm down, I might be like, yeah, let's hey, make that chair move or something like that, you know? Or,
I'd start recording.
Start recording, yes.
If my phone was next to me and I woke up and saw that, I would try to get my phone and start recording. I wouldn't want to break contact with it either.
Because you look away and it's gone, right?
Yeah, that's always what seems to be the norm.
Yeah. These ghosts are so stereotypical.
I know. They just follow the takedown rules. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to break contact with it, but I would try to grab my phone and I want to record what's going on.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I do the exact same thing. I wouldn't check out, but I definitely be
Yeah,
spooked.
and then I would stay up all night just hoping to make contact again.
Okay, yeah. All right, so
Did a ghost tour of the town. This little section kind of by Chinatown.
okay,
TransUnion Pyramid where that sits.
okay,
It wasn't that great of a ghost tour. I wish it would have been more. It sounded like it was gonna be like you get to do some investigating. But it wasn't like that. He gave us equipment, and then he used it like an S box.
okay,
And the equipment they had is the little handheld, almost like a K2, but it's an EMF meter. But the one that I have that makes beeping noises.
yeah, yeah,
So that's what he was handing out to everybody to use. But the only time we were like, because you're walking around from like corner to corner and standing in front of the building, and he's kind of talking about things. And that's when he's like, yeah, you use your thing to see if it's going off. But it's like you can just wiggle it and it'll start going off.
okay,
So it wasn't. I brought my own K2 and I was using that. And there was like one time when it had some significant stuff going on. But I was hoping we were going to actually go into a building, but we didn't. So yeah, we were just kind of outside of buildings and talking about stuff. It was an okay thing for more of a history standpoint, but not much of a scary ghost tour like I was hoping for. Then I did the tour of Alcatraz. Alcatraz was dope.
nice.
So standing on Alcatraz Island, looking back at the city, even just the ferry ride to the island, such a dope view. And we were there on the island as the sun was setting. So like you get the sun setting, you can look out from the island and see the whole city of San Francisco as well as the Golden Gate and the Bay Bridge, and have that whole scene right there. So sick.
So the prisoners had a good view.
Yeah, they did. Well, mainly because it wasn't built for prisoners in the beginning. It was built as a fort.
Yeah, military fort.
So the fort military guys had a great view.
Yeah, true.
So I'm pretty sure that that was one of the perks of being out there. But
So did Scarface then.
yeah, Scarface had a
And,
cool.
and Birdman had
Yeah,
good views.
Birdman rapist.
So, like, did you take a tour of Alcatraz?
Yeah, took a tour of Alcatraz. The way they have it now is like you have this little handheld, looks like an old Nokia phone.
Oh, interesting.
And you just hit play and it just starts. And it does have the little screen on there too, so it kind of like goes in phases. So you go to one spot and it'll tell you on that spot like where you're at, and you hold it up. And
Like a track or something like that?
Yeah, so it just kind of goes in order. It just plays. You kind of start from the starting point and you press play, and then it kind of tells you about where you're at, and then you kind of move ahead to the next spot. And it's like old ex-prisoners and ex-prison guards that are narrating it, and
That's
they're
kinda
kind of
cool.
guiding you on the tour. So
So how are the prisoners there now?
dead. They're all dead.
Is it pretty cool though? Like looking at the island and
It is really cool. There was a lot of cool information about it. Then just kind of seeing it and witnessing it and looking how small their cells were.
okay.
Their cells were tiny.
Oh,
Like their bed kind of like folds down off the wall so they can sleep on it at night.
and
And
then
then they have to fold it back up.
so they have room
So
to
there's
move.
Yeah.
Well, because I know, like, in history, I've heard of Al Capone having, like, really cushy jail cells because he paid off guards or whatever, and he basically, like, lived like a king in the jail cells. But in Alcatraz, he hated it. He's like, this is hell.
Because he was treated the same as everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. He's like, I don't like this at all. I feel like a prisoner in here.
And you're not even very far from the main city. It's only a mile and a half away. You can
Okay.
just look right at it. But there isn't any bridges to drive through, so you have to take a ferry.
Right.
And the ferries, they come at certain times and everything. So the guards and everything would live on the island.
Making them
Island boys.
Island boys.
But it was pretty cool. Just checking out everything out there. Just another
All
weekend
right.
getaway.
But you could not investigate, like, paranormal investigate it.
No, I couldn't find any
Like paranormal tours?
paranormal investigation things to join in on, public hunts. So there wasn't anything like that going on. And I brought my K2 meter with me just in hopes to kind of use it, or just to do any type of investigating. But there's just so much going on in there. There's
Too many
so
people. Yeah. Too many
that-
tourists.
Yeah, it was just. You could maybe think you're alone for a little bit, then all of a sudden here comes a whole group of people
Yeah.
walking past. So, yeah, it just wouldn't be worth even trying unless you had a way. I mean, it looks kind of easy to just not get on the last ferry and just stay on the island all night.
That'd be fun.
But you would have to avoid. There'd be guards, of course, and the whole place is under cameras.
Yeah.
So you could possibly like get left behind and say it was an accident, and then go find the guards that are working there, or like the park rangers, because it's a national park.
Yeah.
And just be like, well, I guess I'm hanging out with you guys all night, and then have them take you around.
So where should we investigate first?
I just so happen to have this equipment on me.
So Alcatraz is cool for history purposes, but not for paranormal investigating.
No, I mean, if you're sensitive and you go there, you can probably pick up on a lot of spirits there.
Okay.
So that would be beneficial. But if you are just going there in hopes to investigate, you probably got to know people.
Got it. Okay. Because I've always wanted to investigate Alcatraz because of the stories I've heard, but it sounds like it's not something I can just go and do. It'd have to be, you have to get connections or pay a pretty penny probably.
Yeah, I think if you knew park rangers or something had connections, you could probably do it. But
Okay. Good to know.
yeah,
Good to know.
Yeah.
But good trip?
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
Looking forward to my next little. I'm gonna figure something else cool to do too.
Yeah.
Next little getaway.
I recently went to Wise Guys Comedy Club here locally. We had a comedian, a Filipino comedian named J.R. De Guzman. Really funny guy. It's funny because he was popping up in my Facebook feeds a lot, like his videos.
Yeah.
But it would show just like a little snippet of one of his shows, and then it would show like his tour dates coming up. I never saw anything about Utah. And then you mentioned, hey, there's this Filipino comedian guy coming. I said, is it JR? Because I'm seeing a lot of them all of a sudden in my feed. And you said, yeah. So luckily, Chef Ben from the Yum Yum Food Truck, him and his fiance, gave me and my wife tickets. Actually, JR's dad reached out to Chef Ben and found out they're cities. They were basically raised in the same area. Like they were
nice.
they were like from two cities over. So they were actually speaking in their dialect back and forth in the DMs.
Oh, that's dope.
So not even like not Tagalog, but their dialect. So they were kind of speaking in their dialect because they were they're pretty nearby. So anyway, he gave them 4 tickets. So they offered me and my wife to go join them. Double date, and it was so fun. Like this guy, I've been seeing him in my feeds, and he sings during his comedy show, and they're hilarious songs. And he has a good voice though. Like he's got a good voice.
Well, a lot of Filipinos can sing.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
They love karaoke.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't get blessed with that.
No, neither did I. We got blessed with a dancing gene. No, not even that. Just the handsome one.
I won't even go there.
So anyway, it was a hilarious show, and in fact, you're going tonight
I'm going
to it.
tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
So
wait to see that. It
so
was hilarious.
so he actually was like, "Hey, I'm not a huge fan yet of Buko Boys, but I'm going to be now."
You better be.
So he asked me to send him the links to our podcast, so he's going to be listening. And he is open. He can't come on right now, but he is open next time he's in Salt Lake to meeting up with us again in the future and doing an episode. So he seems open to the idea. Hopefully, we can make it happen next time he's in town.
Tonight when I go to the show, so you promised my brother.
You made a promise.
You made a promise.
It's in writing, brother.
You know what you got to do now, brother.
So you're gonna go tonight. It's funny. You're gonna have a good time. It was a funny show.
No, I just watched his. I watched a bunch of his stuff on YouTube, but I haven't.
Well, he has a Netflix special too right
I
now.
didn't even know there was a Netflix special till last night.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, now I gotta go.
He's got a Netflix special. You guys should check him out.
And
J.R. De Guzman.
It looks like he's been doing this for a few years now.
About 10 years. He's been doing comedy for about 10 years. He's just barely starting to make it into more mainstream now, but yeah, he's been doing it for a while. I mean, he's got a great story. Like him and his family when they moved here from the Philippines. Did you hear the story?
Yeah, and they were living in a
storage shed.
Storage unit. And he was talking about. That would have been a good episode of Storage Wars.
Yeah, that's his
Opening
bit.
that up and here's this Filipino family cooking dinner, and then one of the guys over there stroking his beard. I want to buy what's in there.
That would be funny. But yeah, that's a crazy story though. I want to hear more about the real story though. I've had that happen. So I mean, interesting. Yeah. So you can check it out tonight. He's hilarious. It'll be a good time. Love comedy shows.
Did he have a bunch of new material?
Yeah, because I was worried. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I'm not gonna like see the same things that I've seen. Because that happens a lot, and I'm okay with that. Because sometimes I go to a comedy show, I'm like, Yeah, I've seen these bits or heard these bits before. Because I gotta listen to, because there's a lot of comedy albums. People don't know this. Like, for example, Amazon Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime, you've got access to their Amazon Music, and there's comedy albums on there. And I listen to those sometimes. I love comedy. Actually, funny story. Me and my wife were talking not too long ago about how, kind of where our paths are in life right now. Like, I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing. And I was kind of telling her some of my ideas of what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I'll share them. Growing up, when you ask when you're like in elementary school, what do you want to be when you grow up? The three things I always remember saying are I wanted to be an NBA player, a cartoonist, and a stand-up comedian. And I kind of forgot about that. And I was telling my wife, I'm like, I forgot that I actually wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Said a cartoonist because you never drew.
I did.
I don't remember you drawing it.
Yeah, it was in secret. No,
It was in secret?
No, I used to kind of like sketch things and just do little things here and there. I've won awards. Do you not remember? Mom and Dad can tell you.
You won in first grade?
It's something like that, yeah.
Did you draw circles of planets?
I drew a giraffe.
Oh, a giraffe.
It was a really good giraffe.
Oh, good.
People thought I traced it. And I would draw my teachers
Butts.
gifts sometimes.
Draw their butts on paper.
I draw them, give it to them as a present. I draw them something.
Hey, what's this? Apple? No, that's your bottom.
Your apple bottom. You should call me later, teacher.
That's my phone number on the back of this paper.
Oh, gosh. But I kind of forgot that was one of my ambitions as a young lad. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, and I sure love going to stand-up shows.
That would have been a funny path to take, a stand-up comedian, but at the same time, it would have been rough because not a lot of them make a lot of money.
No.
And then they tore off of like $2 for meals. Like living broke.
I mean, now's the time though. Now's the time to get into stand-up comedy. You have TikTok and Instagram and YouTube.
But now there's just so many people that are like using that to try to like show how funny they are.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. And speaking of Wise Guys, the owner of Wise Guys just posted a video that he received. So Wise Guys Comedy Club, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary coming up. And they just posted a video that they received from Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson is, some of the top names that performed here at the Wise Guys Comedy Club. In fact, the owner, Keith.
He used to be a big comic.
So he's pretty known. And in fact, they're opening up another club up in Las Vegas right now.
Wise Guys is?
Yeah, I think it's open now. It opened end of 2021.
Nice.
So, anyway, because I know like Pauly Shore was just over there. And anyway, he just posted a video he got from Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson has performed here many times, and Louis Anderson just passed away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we just talked about Bob Saget and Betty White last week, and now this week, Louis Anderson just passed away from cancer, and Meatloaf, the singer, just passed away from COVID.
Yeah.
I
heard about
like a day or two ago, at the time we're recording.
This joke is real or not, or if he was really anti-vax, but they were saying that was the one thing he wouldn't do for love.
Oh gosh. Oh geez. No, but I love Meatloaf as a singer, and I love him as an actor. He's such a good actor. You think of Fight Club, he was so good.
Good in Fight Club.
So good in Fight Club.
Seeing that and not knowing his past,
right?
Like that was free. Well, I knew who he was already, but I didn't ever see videos of him interacting other than his music videos.
Right. Yes.
And then all of a sudden I see him in Fight Club and it's like totally thrown off because he played that character well.
Oh yeah,
he did such a good job.
And I remember thinking, that guy looks familiar. I couldn't remember who he was, but I'm like, this guy looks familiar, but I can't think of any other movies he's been in, because he hasn't. Because it was Meatloaf. I just saw him from the music videos, and I'm like, oh, that's Meat. Oh man, he did good. He did good. So that's sad. So more.
And I think doing music videos as musicians gets them because a lot of musicians end up going into acting or try acting.
They do.
And I think doing the music videos kind of helps them push them into doing acting.
Yeah.
And you think about back in the 80s, music videos were such a big thing, and there was a lot of acting going on in those music videos.
Yeah. People don't realize the thing called MTV used to stand for music television. I know we've talked about this before, but
and then you think about comedians have to be on stage, even they get into acting because they're doing
performing
this whole performance on stage.
They have to memorize lines.
Yeah, they're memorizing stuff, and so they end up being really good actors as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did such a damn good job at that in Fight Club. That's kind of thing that people remember him most as.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I remember I retweeted a post that Ice-T did one time, and it said, "I grew up on 40s. You grew up on White Claw. I understand now." Something on those terms. And it's kind of like now I'm thinking, I grew up on MTV, where it was music videos. You grew up on MTV as reality TV that is scripted. I know the difference now.
Music television.
Oh, so good. Music TV. And then you throw in a little bit of Beavis and Butthead in there. Oh, so good.
Yeah. They just did like late night is like the only time they did stuff when it wasn't music videos. There was like a little block of the real world.
Yeah.
And then some liquid television.
Yes,
some
that's
Butthead.
good. Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, then followed up by more music videos.
Yes. And now it's all reality TV, scripted, by the way. Scripted reality TV.
Yeah, it's all boring.
There's a different time.
Same with VH1. VH1 did the same thing. VH1 came out to be MTV's contender, and then I think now they're like owned by the same company.
Probably.
Now there's no more music videos on VH1 either.
It's the same formula, just drama.
Yep.
Just drama.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Anyway, rest in peace, Louis Anderson and Meatloaf. Sad, sad, sad. All right, I've got a story I just was reading about. I think it's kind of funny. The MLB, the Major League Baseball, is going to start using robot umpires.
So
Not what you're thinking, though.
is it just going to be so the umpire's not actually going to be there? It's just going to be more of a cameras watching.
Yes, they want the. So I guess it's been asked for a lot, but they want the consistency of the strike zone and the ball zone.
Because they're basing off their view.
Yeah.
They're calling it, and then they're watching it later, going, "That's not a strike."
Right,
But it's too
right.
late.
Yeah, they made the call.
Yeah.
And also, these balls are coming at them at 90 miles an hour.
Right.
Also.
So it is definitely hard to tell.
Yes.
Like, that was in the strike zone or not.
Yes, exactly.
Especially when it's like so close to that board.
So I guess because of COVID, a lot of games are shutting down, but a lot of the minor leagues, they started implementing these, and they were just getting more accuracy of whether it's in a strike zone or ball zone. And now the AAA league now wants to start using these in 2022, which would be kind of cool. Yeah. I think it would be kind of. I mean, I'm not a big MLB fan though, by the way, but I like because I like football and basketball. I like that we can do instant replay and rewatch things, and let's get these things right. I like that because it is hard. I wouldn't want to be a ref. I mean, maybe for like my kids, like maybe I can do like that type of stuff, like reffing and umpiring. I could do that for kids, but at a high profile, that's too hard. I don't know.
I wonder if
that's
in the
difficult,
future, especially when it comes to like the NFL, if they just eliminate the refs on the field altogether. Because if you think about it, that's kind of a hazard for the players and for the refs. They get
true.
In the way a lot of times.
Yeah.
So with all the cameras that they already have, why don't they just designate a ref to a camera, and they watch the ball from that angle and multiple refs,
and they like hit a buzzer, like buzz. There's a foul.
Flag.
False start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would eliminate them on the field, them getting in the way, but then they'd still have jobs.
Yeah. True. Yeah, a robot really can't umpire like a false start or anything like that. You need someone
have the refs
out there
actually watching the camera, but staying off the field.
It's possible. I mean, this is going in that direction. You know, a lot less stuff. You know, you have going back to baseball. You have the cameras near first base to see if they really caught the ball or they were tagged. You know, you can zoom in and
Or like, I just had a cool idea.
Okay, go on.
The refs are in a VR headset.
Okay.
And they're watching it from that camera's angle in the VR, and they're controlling going away or in, and
right.
You know, so they can zoom in on things that they're really watching, and the whole time they're just sitting back in their VR with a straw in their mouth.
Yeah, that might be where we're heading to with this.
That would be awesome.
This will be interesting.
I want to be a ref.
Now, because you just want to use the headsets. Have you used any of those headsets before? Those
I
AR, VR?
I have one.
And have you used it?
I used it the first day I bought it.
Okay, what'd you do with it?
It was really cool. It's sitting next to my bed. I need to charge it. It's probably covered in dust, but I have one.
And you used it once. Why? Okay, so tell me the experience with using that headset. You have the Oculus? Is that what it is?
Yes, Oculus.
Okay.
And it was pretty dope.
It's like, what'd you do with it? You like got on a website? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with it.
Okay, so
Is something pre-programmed in?
Well, you have to purchase games. So you have like
Okay.
You put it on, you get it started, you kind of log into your Wi-Fi and everything. And
Okay.
then, you set it up like you're in like your own personal cave or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. And then you can like drop down. It's almost like Tony Stark doing shit, you know.
Okay.
And then
so it's next to your bed. Were you doing it in like laying in bed?
No. You want to be in a room. I just sat there.
Okay.
But you want a big open space.
All right.
You're gonna be moving around and knocking shit
like
over.
the Buko Boys studio.
Yes. So this would be an ideal place for it, but I'd have to move everything out of the way and I'd stand here and play it. But I haven't. Just because when I first got it, I didn't really have a big open wide area to do
All right.
it. And I felt like I was gonna hurt myself. And I was like, well, I just kind of haven't touched it since I bought it.
How long have you had it?
Over a year now.
Used it once.
Used it once.
Is it not that cool? Is that why?
I would use it more, but I don't have time for games. And
Okay.
when I do think about like when I do have time to do stuff, I'm like catching up on social media.
Uh-huh.
Social media is what does it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like I'll just scroll on that shit.
You're worried what the Kardashians are doing.
Not even them. Just like my friends on Facebook, just scrolling through and seeing what everybody's doing. And I hardly ever touch Instagram. I'm just on Facebook, and then Snapchat. And then funny thing about Snapchat is all I'm doing is making my own snaps.
You don't see anybody else's.
Well, I will sometimes. I like
Right.
watch other people's when I have the time to do that. But it's more like I'll jump on there, make a snap, and then put my phone away.
All right.
But yeah, I you want to try it when we're done?
I kind of want to try it.
Okay, I gotta hook it back up because I got a new Wi-Fi. But yeah,
Okay.
we should try.
Probably
it.
need to charge
It's
it too.
pretty fun.
Probably need to clean it.
Yeah, I need to wipe it down.
All right. So yeah, interesting story. The future of sporting events or cameras. There's a future. Camera,
Technology we
ref.
already have, but make it cooler.
Yes. All right. You got an interesting story here.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So, dogs aren't just sniffing drugs anymore.
That's right. They've advanced.
Yeah, now they're sniffing porn.
Yes. These dogs these are porn sniffing dogs.
Porn sniffing dogs.
So they're gonna find all the dirty porn
I
you
was
have.
thinking at first, I'm like, oh my god, like how are they gonna, what are they gonna do?
Smell
Sniffing out,
Playboys.
They smell your pheromones? Like, you would jack it off, sir.
You got pictures of little kids, don't you?
Well, no.
That's what I was
it is.
thinking.
No, I was thinking more of like people have an issue with porn, like they're addicted to porn, and then
They release a different
well, I didn't know
pheromone.
what the hell, like, well, how is the dog gonna stop somebody from watching porn? That's what I was all like laughing about.
Like, I'm an adult and I can watch consensual porn if I want.
So I'm just laughing at the whole headline of it all.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's actually pretty.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
So I'll let you tell the story, but just to say, these porn sniffing dogs, Operation Underground Railroad has now sponsored 17 of these dogs.
Yeah. So now.
It's not it wasn't what I was thinking. So go ahead.
Yeah. So it's more of the like electronic devices that they're storing information on. All these files of the nasty ass files that these guys store. It has a smell of computer chips or whatever.
Yeah.
So when there's a heavy, dense smell of like soft, I don't know. Chips. What is it?
I don't know what it is, but basically what was happening is when there's a suspected individual who has underage pornography, kiddie porn, basically.
Yeah. So.
And they're investigating. They're taking their computer and stuff. But sometimes they're not finding everything on the computer. What these dogs are trying to do are sniff out SD cards, flash drives. Now, who knows what's on them? But they're trying to find them. So that they hid it behind a stack of books.
Oh,
they hid it.
right, yeah.
They hid it under a desk or something like that. These dogs are going to sniff out and find SD cards, flash drives, CDs. That's what they and then they're going to that way they can
into the homes that they're like pulling all their equipment
of suspected.
They're doing like a raid.
Yeah, when they're doing a raid,
And
exactly.
then they'll send the dogs in. They're gonna sniff out any missed chips.
Electronics, yes. And so that's what they're doing. Yeah, so basically so they can keep racking on evidence on an individual who's
Get
busted.
that stuff from floating out around.
Exactly. So it's not like they're gonna find Playboy magazines. They're gonna find flash drives, and who knows? It could just be family pictures on the flash drive, or it could be illegal kid porn. And that's what we need to get off. That's what we need to get off the streets and get them busted with. So this is a great thing now that I've researched. I'm like, you can't train a dog to sniff out porn.
The headline itself was like, okay, this is stupid funny.
Or they found some DVDs. Okay, No, they're finding these secret, hidden stuff that these perverts are hiding.
Some parents are gonna rent these dogs and send them into their teenager's room.
Exactly, like
they're gonna come back
busted.
Out of their room. with like 3 DVDs. Look what I got. Explain yourself, George.
No, so this is actually going to be really cool. We can keep busting these pervs with more evidence to get them locked up longer.
Yeah, but that was kind of a cool idea for them.
Yes. So there's two. This is so this was a recent a local story here in Utah. This is the second dog in Utah. There's one up in like the Ogden area, and now one in the Woods Cross area. These dogs that are trained, cool enough. This dog that we were talking about, his name is Flash, as in like Flash Drive. I'm guessing. Cool name. I like that. But again, like there are dogs like this out in the country, and like I said, Operation Underground Railroad has sponsored 17 of these dogs. Which basically, I think sponsoring means they're getting them a home, they're getting them the training, they're paying for all this.
Paying for their food and shelter.
Yeah, so they're paying for this. So Operation Underground Railroad is probably one of the biggest leaders in helping miners. So really cool. Actually, as I read the story, I'm like, this is a cool story. This is a cool story. I like this. I can get behind that.
I know. It turned out as a funny headline, then turned out to be a pretty dope ass story.
Yeah. Let's get these pervs. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I like that story. Anyway, anything else? Did you had a good San Francisco trip?
Yeah, have a good time in San Francisco. I don't know. You been up to anything else?
I don't think I have.
I've just been ice fishing. That's all I've been doing.
Has that been fun for you?
Oh hell yeah!
I don't know.
Fishing is it doesn't matter what time of year it is. I'll find a way to go fishing.
That's true.
Other than this right now, other than ice fishing, the only other type of fishing I could be doing is like in the river. And I'm not that big on river fishing. I've done it. You have to walk up and down, and you gotta wear weight. I'd just rather sit on the ice, and it's kind of fun. It's like I got a fish finder, right?
Yeah.
And so I can drop my lure down, and I can watch it drop on the fish finder.
Yeah.
And I can watch fish approach it, and it's almost like a video game at that point. So if I see a fish in the area, and I'm like way up here, and the fish is down there, I'm gonna drop it towards it.
Yeah.
And then I'll see it come towards it, and I'll start jigging it, and I can see it bounce, and I can see the fish come at it. And then when they hit it, like as you're seeing it happen, and then you feel it happen, it's crazy. It makes like so when you're catching a fish alone is already fun and exciting, but then watching it like as a video game before you catch it, oh my god, it's even cooler.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been into lately.
Watching fish.
No.
Just kidding. You don't.
Uggs. I have been into Uggs.
Literally.
So I'm into them right now. Yes, you're right. So my wife got some Uggs. I got her some Uggs. We went on our little holiday getaway. She was able to just like rip them off because the place we stayed was a really nice loft. We had to take off our shoes. She just peeled them right off real easy and had to untie my laces and everything. And also the place where we went, my feet were pretty cold. The place where we went, her toes were nice and warm in her Uggs. I'm like, maybe I kind of want to check out some Uggs. So I went and checked them out. I put them on. Oh boy, were those cozy. Have you put them on? Have you tried them on?
No, this sounds like a commercial though.
I know. I'm going to get into it right now. Buko Boys are now sponsored by Uggs.
No, but maybe I should try some. But I don't want to copy you in everything.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone's used to you copying me. You might as well. Why stop now? You're almost 40. Don't stop now.
Okay, just go until I'm 80.
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's go get some lunch.
So I put these on. They felt really nice. And I'm like, okay, all right, good to know. I came back to them. I'm like, let me try these on again. Went back, tried them on again. I was like, damn, these are something else. And so I got them. I got these boots. They've been very cozy, especially this winter. So I needed some new slippers at the house. Got me some Ugg slippers. Let me tell you how. Do you know how cozy they are?
No, I don't.
No, you're supposed to say how cozy.
How cozy are they?
They're so cozy.
Oh shit!
That I can't wait to get home to take off my shoes and put my bare ass feet into these Ugg slippers. That's how awesome they are. I can't wait to put my feet into them. They feel so great. And I'm hoping Ugg wants to sponsor us, and we'll do commercials.
Free ones?
I'll take some free Uggs. I'll let you try these on. You tell me what you think. I'll let you try them on. They're a little big for you, but that's okay.
Kind of interested.
Okay.
I will definitely try them on.
All right. And we'll report back next week with your findings of Ugg boots and slippers.
My dumb ass, when I like something, I start buying all sorts of colors on them.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ugg socks now. That's what point I'm at.
I'll tell you what socks to get.
Okay.
Anything merino wool.
I don't know what these are. These might be cashmere. these socks?
Merino wool. It's made from merino sheep.
From the islands of Merino.
So anyway, that type of wool, so I'll wear these socks. And they're pretty thin too. And I'll take that ice fishing. And most people will wear like 2 pairs of socks, thinking that I need thicker. The thicker the better. No, these are just like thin socks. Just put them on, and they keep you regulated at the right heat. And if you're hot, they kind of expel the heat.
They make waterproof Uggs that are, with the wool lining. You might want to take those ice fishing now.
Well, are they waterproof?
Yes.
All the way to the ankles?
Yes.
Shit.
All right, we're going shopping.
All right, let's go.
See you guys next week.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.